Hey, everybody.
Hello.
It's been a while since I've done a show so close together, but this is different. I'm not calling this the midday show. I'm calling this Being Real, another Being Real show because we're not at midday. We're at 3 o'clock, our time, Texas time. Uh, but uh, but yeah, I been a while since I've done a show with Kathy and wanted to
Hi, y'all.
catch up with her and catch up with you guys. And I got a Temu package, which is just boring stuff, really nothing exciting, but I'll open it anyway. Um, and but anyway, just wanted to catch up with you guys that tune into the earlier show and see how you guys are doing. Hope y'all are doing well. Uh, Everything is the weather is all over the place here in Texas because yesterday was cold and rainy, and today we got some rain this morning, but it cleared out. But it's been cloudy most of the day. But finally, the sun's kind of peeking out, and we're getting a little bit of sun. But it's in the low 50s or mid 50s or something like that. And then tomorrow is supposed to get cloudy and cold again. Tomorrow it's supposed to be in the low 40s tomorrow all day, uh, and so. But we've got a day supposed to be in the 70s, and then back in the 50s, and then in the 60s and 40s, and all over the place.
Let me get it bigger since
Yeah,
it's a roller coaster.
roller coaster weather. Yeah. And that's usually the case in February in Texas because it's not quite spring yet and it's not quite the end of winter yet. So it's that little midway point where, we're not done with winter quite yet and we're not into spring yet. Just that little point. So it's the weather is all over the place. I remember us having snow in February when in that big winter blast we got a few years ago. That was in February, um, and but then I've seen it 80 degrees in February. So you know,
Yeah, in March one year, we had a heck of an ice storm here that
yeah,
shut everything down for like 2 days.
I never will forget it snowing on Easter Sunday. I went to go see them. Went to the movies, and when we got out of the theater, it was snow on the ground on Easter Sunday. So, uh, but oh, and I don't know you football fans out there. I grew up watching the Cowboys with my daddy, so that was the only team I really ever watched was the Cowboys. And I don't really watch them much anymore because they suck these days. uh, but I did watch the Super Bowl, and I didn't have anyone to cheer for because I didn't care who won. But I thought, well, what the hell? I'm going to pick a team to cheer for because what was it? The New England Patriots or whatever that had won two Super Bowls in a row, and they were going to aiming for a three-peat. And I was like, no, hell with that. I'm going to vote. I'm going to root for the other team. I'm going to vote for what was the other team?
Well, it was the Eagles and the Kansas City
Eagles.
Chiefs.
Yeah, Kansas City. That's it. Kansas City Chiefs. Okay.
Because my neighbor is a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan.
So I thought I'll root for the Eagles because to screw up their three-peat. And good God, it was a massacre. It was a absolute massacre. It was like the Chiefs. It's like they'd never played football before.
Yeah.
And here they had won two Super Bowls in a row, and I thought, man, it's going to be at least it's going to be a fight. It was no fight at all. They made two touchdowns, and it looked like the Eagles just gave them those touchdowns just to let them have something on the board. Just like, okay, here you go. You're all right. We'll let you run it in.
Here's your token.
Yeah, here's your token touchdown, so you'll be on the board. It's been a while since I've seen that, just a massacre like that, where it's just, I was like, good God. At the half, they were like 30, 40 points ahead to nothing, 30 to nothing, 40 to nothing or something. It was just, oh, man.
Yeah.
Uh,
I didn't watch the game. I didn't really care to because I only watch one team. It's the Longhorns, you know, Austin's University of Texas Longhorns. And our last game was to forward us on to possible, championships. We get to the last game, we go to the Cotton Bowl to play it, and we might as well just said, we got stuck in Waco. We can't make it. I was so pissed off. I'm like, come on, y'all, because they lost, a couple, but they were having win after win after win after win. But they just forgot to show up that day.
well, and I thought, well, what the hell? But Tubi showed it. Tubi showed the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, okay, I've got Tubi, so why not? Got nothing else to do. Might as well watch it just for the hell of it. And my elderly couple, the neighbors, I was walking and I was down there at the circle, and they pulled up behind me. Hey, Jay, hey, we got something for you. And they gave me a pizza.
What damn? Nobody brings me pizza.
They brought me a Pizza Hut pizza. It was a medium pizza. It was like a combination Pizza Hut pizza.
Yeah.
They bought two of them. I guess they had like some special going on or something like that.
I want to get.
Oh gosh! And they gave me a ride back to the house. I said, "I'll eat that. Watch the Super Bowl." I said,
Heck, that was a good. Well, the pizza was good. Even
the pizza was good. And
you should have bet on the game.
I was entertained by it, just watching them just absolutely trample over the. It was.
Well, listen, a massacre is a massacre.
It was a massacre. It was a literal massacre, just like.
That's what I heard. Like I said, I didn't watch it.
And here's this team that has won 2 Super Bowls in a row. They're at the top of their game, and it's like they had never played football before. It's like what they.
Like which end do we run to? Wait a
minute. But anyway, we got, and of course Akers has showed up.
Akers.
And I'll read what she's got to say here in a minute. But anyway, I wanted to direct your attention. If you haven't watched it, go watch the show I did the other night with Brandon.
It was so good.
And that turned out pretty good. Yeah, Brandon, I wanted to start doing nighttime shows again. I've been looking for someone to join me and finally found someone, Brandon Dvorak. I could always wondered if you pronounce the D in his name. And he says, yeah, you pronounce the D.
Oh,
Dvorak.
okay. Yeah.
And we talked about the old movies, the old Universal monster movies, and some of the newer stuff that's come out, like Nosferatu and Wolfman, and things like that. Yeah, I really had a good time with him, and hopefully going to do another show with him soon. I already got a subject that we're going to hopefully talk about. So.
And he's got a cool cat.
Yeah. And a cat. He's got a cat. It's got a mustache. It's got a. I said it's a Hitler. He said, don't call it a Hitler mustache.
Yeah. Yeah, don't say that.
But it's that little black mustache, and it's that. Yeah, the cat the whole time.
It's really cute.
The chair behind him, and he showed the other cat that didn't want to play. He had another cat, but
really?
That cat didn't want to play, but
cat goes, yeah, no, go, y'all, knock yourself out, dude. Oh, you had mentioned you thought he might live in West, right?
Yeah, I think West.
My Stephanie, David's sister's oldest child, was born in West. It's a suburb of Waco.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned this. He showed this drink. I forget the name of this drink. It was an alcoholic drink that he was drinking, but he was showing that off that he had gotten Waco. So
yeah. So he's just right on top of Waco. And West is where they have, I think it's German, the huge bakery with all the
I've been there. Isn't that where that
kolaches and
they had that big explosion?
Yeah, it was on farther into town. It's a little bitty town, but yeah, it killed a lot of people. It was pitiful.
Yeah,
it's a small town.
What was it? What was it that exploded? It was
was it a natural gas
or fertilizer plant or something like that?
I can't remember.
I forget what it was, but they had a big explosion. Killed
it was beautiful.
Yeah. But I've been to West. Yeah.
It's you leave Waco and wait a minute, there you are. It's real close. I mean, I always said it was like a suburb.
And ate at one of the restaurants there that have that good food. That what do you call it? Not Scandinavian. What's the kind of food? Kind of-
Well, the kolaches,
yeah.
and it's a huge bakery, is what it is.
Well,
You know.
I've been to the bakery, but I've also they have a restaurant there that's
Oh, well, I haven't.
that serves that.
We would just stop and get a bunch of stuff as we were headed on towards Dallas or Fort Worth or wherever the heck we were going. You know, that's what how I would roll. I like that
Uh,
food.
well,
Sometimes I'd go out there and just get stuff and
let me
bring home
catch
and
up.
freeze.
Let me catch up here. Let's see. Akers wants to know: have we seen the movie Yellow Jackets?
Well,
Great,
is
great
it
acting by Juliette Lewis and Christina Ricci. I
is
don't
it
think
a TV show?
I don't think that sounds like a movie. I think it's a movie.
Okay.
Uh, and as for the
Uh,
Super Bowl, she says, "I wish the Chiefs would have been prevented from scoring even more." Well,
I
like
never
I
mind. I mean,
say,
you know,
they made 20 points in all, and
did they?
it looked to me like the Eagles just basically gave those
It was a gimme.
just let them. Okay, go ahead. At least you can get on the board. Go ahead. uh, we won't let you have zero. We'll let you have a few points.
At least you showed up, so we're gonna
Yeah.
give you something.
uh,
Participation points. There you go.
yeah. And it said that they were also embarrassed by the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Um, I was concerned when Kathy said she had to leave YouTube. I think YouTube is probably safer for males.
Oh,
Uh,
this was a way back acres in my. It was a way back family members that I had to cut off that I don't have anything to do with, and found my phone number online and was playing some of my snippets from my show, and it freaked me out because I protect my grandkids with my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, no, no, no. The channel doesn't mean nothing to me. Um, and the stress of worrying about it, Acres, I said, no, I mean, it was just a hobby, right? I was never going to monetize it or anything. But this person I know could inflict all kinds of pain on me. Don't know where I live and does not live near me, but I still need to protect my, what is it? Me and mine. There you go. That's what it was.
yeah.
So that's what that's about. I do miss it. I really miss my channel, but look, a little bitty, a micro Masters of the Universe figures in here.
Oh, cool. Where'd you get that?
Uh, Skeletor. I have no idea. I was going through a drawer over there. Apparently, I loved him enough to hang on to him,
Oh,
and I collect miniatures. And I thought, well, I'll be darned, that's a little bitty Skeletor. And it even comes with a look with this little, oh crap, there it is, with his little fighting things.
oh.
And so I thought, well, cool. Um, yeah. So anyway, I said, that's look at there. I was kind of hoping I would get He-Man.
I'll put the offer out for you, sis. If there's anything you want to talk about, I mean, if you got a garage sale haul or some thrift store haul, just let me know. We'll do a show and you can show off your stuff. You know.
Oh, some of my miniatures. I have a pretty good size miniature collection, folks.
Yeah. If
But
there's anything you ever want to show off, just we'll do a show and you can show
yeah,
your stuff.
but I ran across him when I was getting my pulse ox meter because I went into the room and washed my face, and right around here was purple, light purple. Well, that means I'm not getting enough oxygen somewhere. And this time of year with the weather change, it messes with my lungs. So I need to take a Mucinex. But my pulse ox went on up. So when I walk around, it was the upper 80s. I went and checked my mail. Let me tell you, I've got a couple of things to go over. Let me tell you real quick. If you don't think you're gonna get mail, turn 50. And just hold on now. Hold on. AARP will find you.
Uh,
If you lived in a cave or a van down by the river, AARP will dedicate all their mailing to finding you to get you to join AARP. But now let me tell you the thing about AARP. I am not interested. I am past not interested to the point to where I have written them, used a stamp, and said, please remove me from your mailing list. Because all the benefits, folks, some people might enjoy, but there's absolutely none of it that I'm going to benefit from. So I am tired of getting their mailers. And they say, oh, but you may change your mind. So we're not going to remove you as you requested. Just want to let you know we're still here.
Then there's occasionally, because it's so cheap, it's like 10, 12 bucks or something like that. Occasionally I'll join them because
$20 for a year is not cheap to me.
well, for me, usually it's around, like I've had it for like 10, 12 bucks. And so I, what the hell, because they have some free shit. So to be like a one of them cooler totes,
Free grab and go coolers, what they're offering.
or whatever. I'll get it for the free stuff, and because I've never used the card for nothing. I've never used it for any kind of discounts or anything. I've never found any place that, that you use the AARP card. When Mama was alive, we used to always stay a member of it, but never used it for anything.
No, it's a waste of money to me. Now, listen, have you ever heard of black turtle beans?
I don't think so.
Isn't that wicked? I'd never heard of them, and I've lived a long time. I mean, long time. Like Rick Van Winkle went to sleep, woke up, and I was still here. They're Michigan made, and apparently they're just black beans, little bitty black beans.
I like black beans.
Well, I do too, but But anyway, then for snacking, I like to keep these around. Cheese crackers.
Oh yeah.
And so there's that, and then I haven't ventured into the world of painting yet, but I got my little it's paint by number. I don't paint. I can't paint nothing. Anyway, I got that. And then lastly, last time I went to the dollar store, I forgot I bought these. I gave Darren 2 pair of different kinds for Christmas, but I got some Cheetos socks.
Oh.
I just thought they were cool. They're crew socks, and I like them, right? But he has to go in the office, so I got him 2 different. I think one was ramen noodles, and I can't remember what the other one was. And lastly, I want to wish everybody happy Valentine's Day.
Yep, Valentine's Day coming up.
May your heart be happy and your day be sweet. I got a couple of them that went out in the mail today. There's no way they're going to reach them on time.
And Acres Training Day. That's my favorite.
I like the one, was it called Bone Collector?
There's several.
Where he was bedridden and Angelina Jolie was trying to get this murder guy.
I actually recently watched Gladiator 2 and enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Not as good as the first one, but I enjoyed it. And Denzel's in that, and I liked his character in Gladiator 2. But Training Day, he goes mean in Training Day, so I like it. Yeah.
Blanks to the wall.
Yeah, that's my favorite. And I am going. Who would I rather eat Italian food with? I'm going to go Pacino.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I like De Niro, but Pacino for sure.
Yeah, Pacino's cool. He's a cool dude. He's still cool. I've seen an interview he did with Conan O'Brien, because Conan O'Brien's got this podcast show he does, and he interviewed Pacino, and I was like, oh, man's 100 years old. He's still cool.
Yeah.
Al Pacino. Yep. So that's who I would eat.
So I got this book, Really Important Things My Kids Have Taught Me. and it was laying. It's just a little fat book, and it was laying in there by my computer when my grandson came to visit me last time. And John, again, is 11. And John said, "What's that book?" And I handed him. And I thought about you when I opened it. I was just going to share 3 little things it says. Pants with pockets are better. Ask why until you understand. But why? Okay, I hear you, but why? Explain why. Okay, always have something in your lunchbox that you can trade with. Now, this is kids telling adults. See what they got to trade? See? Do you see?
I see.
What is it?
Oh, no. And that looks like an Oreo cookie.
There you go. Have you eaten all your Oreos?
Well, no, I think I have a few left, and I've got some more cookies I'm going to sample here in a little bit.
Well, they sounded so good, Jay. I wanted some.
But they were good, yeah. And I still got a few left. But I've been eating on those. There's not many left. I got some ice cream, and I forget the name of it, but it's nearly gone because I can't keep ice cream because I eat it up. But it was good, and I'll show what it is here in a minute. The ice cream and the cookies. And let me see.
Well, I did a Walmart Plus order, and I ordered alcohol. Guess what kind?
What kind?
Rubbing.
Mm.
I'm like, man, I'm nearly out of alcohol.
I always 99% alcohol. I've got a bottle. I have it open, and I've got a bottle that's open. But I always make sure I've got some reserve alcohol.
Yeah.
But if I cut myself, usually it's peroxide that I put on it.
Yeah, they say peroxide's not good because it kills the good cells too. But I keep rubbing alcohol.
And alcohol burns too much. But what I keep is a spray bottle.
Look at you got a spray bottle, yeah. And then I needed distilled vinegar. I've got this. I mean, it's stainless steel cooking pot. It's about 2.5 quarts that I make like pasta in, y'all. I tell you what, I'm gonna tell you. I don't have a dishwasher. I have to hand wash everything, and I will scrub and scrub and scrub and scrub. And still, it has this little white stuff all around in it because it doesn't get it all out right from hand scrubbing. I could dry it, put it to the side, not think nothing about it, soak it overnight. Get in there, scrub and scrub and scrub. The only thing that'll bring that mess up is distilled white vinegar. Well, there you go.
I keep a big jug of white vinegar.
I'm telling you.
I keep it.
Okay.
So I guess, like I say, this is not going to be anything exciting, but I got some Temu here.
Well, I like Temu stuff you got.
So let me go ahead and open up the Temu. Like I say, it's not going to thrill you, but it's
You don't know. We might get all excited and go, look at that. You know what I'm saying? My thrill is I like your Jaws hoodie.
Oh.
Ooh, he got excited.
Ooh, I forgot I got this.
What? Your hat is Sylvester.
It's Sylvester, yeah. Sylvester's the cat. I got that from Temu. But yeah, I forgot the shirt. And it's not a hoodie and it's not a sweatshirt. It's basically a long sleeve t-shirt.
Okay. Is it the Dead?
It's like it
Doors.
Like, kind of like it looks like a Grateful Dead. It doesn't say
Grateful Dead. That's what I was thinking.
I think it's a Grateful Dead skull.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it's like tie dye. Looks like a tie dye kind of thing,
Yeah.
And in the back. Yeah. But it's not a sweatshirt or a hoodie. It's a t-shirt, but it's a long sleeve t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, this time of year you can wear something like that in front of and a zip up hoodie on the outside, and you'd stay warm enough.
But yeah, cool. Well, I forgot I got that. So, which I often do that. I often forget the stuff I get.
Well, USPS, they had thought they were going to halt anything coming in from China, but they didn't. So that
No, and that was my concern is that they were also going to, because of Trump's tariffs, were going to go up in price. So far, I haven't noticed that, but they may do it.
well, he hadn't done it yet, I don't think.
Uh, and here's not their pants.
They're
Uh,
rich.
they have pocket. They have pockets, but
Yes, pockets.
they're lightweight pants, so
Yeah,
they're not like wintertime pants. They don't have any kind of fur lining. They're lightweight
riches.
breeches, pants. Yeah. So there you go.
Are they
And
green? Are they green?
I don't think I think they're gray.
Oh, okay.
I think it's gray. I think.
Yeah, okay.
Uh, and those two things I've shown, the shirt and the pants are both free things. Um, things that you get like $30 worth of stuff and you get some free stuff. Okay, these are a little heavier, some more pants.
Yeah.
Uh,
I knew the day, y'all, when my brother hated to buy clothes. Oh, he hated to buy clothes. He just flat wouldn't do it for a long time, huh?
and I think these are black, but anyway, they got pockets. They even got a back pocket
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
pants.
I like some of them pants like that where the pockets zip.
And
Do them shoes wear out pretty fast?
they're
Oh,
still
yeah,
hanging in there.
that's good.
The soles are, you can say, definitely tell they're wearing down, but they're still
Yeah,
holding on. But
he walks like 30 miles a day,
got me another
and that's,
pair. So,
I'm not exaggerating.
and this they have the Velcro, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
But I got me another pair of shoes. So,
Yeah.
uh, and and okay, and this is a magnifying thing. So,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
At first, I thought holographic. What's a picture?
it's a magnifier. You can put it up to printing or whatever,
Know
small.
it well.
And yeah,
I got a variety of those around.
but anyway, that's what they are. And it's it's plastic and but it's a magnifier thing. And let's see,
Those are nice to have, man.
one more thing, and I always keep a supply of these towels.
Yeah, I used the last one, and I bought them the very first time you said you need to get you some. And I haven't bought from Temu in months and months and months and months. But when I moved in here last year, I was needing some stuff, and I still use that stuff I got from Temu too, especially kitchen strainers and kitchen funnels and stuff like that. Heck, yeah, I still use them.
But anyway, like I say, that's.
Well, talk about your phone.
Oh yeah, I called Kathy earlier today, and right in mid conversation, the phone died. It just died, and I turned it on, and it said, power's at 0%. Well, I've never in my life have never let any of my phones go down to 0%. I've never. I've let them get down to like maybe 20, 30, but I usually keep them pretty, 50, 60%, something like that. I go and charge them. They start getting that kind of low. I go charge them. So I said, well, okay, well, something's messing up, and I've had it about 5 years, and that's with me about the 5 year mark is when phones start to mess up and they start to die and start to, well, okay. So I charged it enough to where I could call, and I called Consumer Cellular and ordered me another phone. And it's a Motorola like what I've got, but it's a updated, a 24 Motorola. It was $100, but I paid $48 down, and they said I'm on a payment plan. It's like $3 a month or something. I ain't going to do that. I'm probably going to pay it off before then, but I paid half of it, so I'll probably pay the other half next month, go ahead and just pay it all. So anyway, I ordered a new phone, and in about 3 to 5 days, Then I got to go put the phone numbers in there. I don't know if there's a way you can transfer your old shit to your new thing.
I don't know. Don't you take the chip out of your old phone and put it in your new phone?
I don't like to mess with the chips because I'm so nearsighted and those chips are so
Oh,
small. I don't like to mess with the
I've
chips.
never done that, but I bought a new phone and got T-Mobile, got the guy
Hopefully,
to do
so
it.
far the phones I've got have already had the chips installed. So
Yeah.
hopefully it's going to be installed. I'm not going to have to do that because they're so small and I'm just so damn nearsighted.
And you have had such good luck with consumer. What do you
Uh,
call it? What is that? Consumer whatever.
consumer cellular.
Okay, I had it down when I lived down there around you. Remember, because I
Yeah.
told you, they're about to cut this T-Mobile off because I was down there, and they let me. Yeah, I don't know what you call it, streaming or whatever you call it. Anyway, I had the horriblest luck with those people. Me and you went to Waco. I bought the phone. I got I got set up, got the phone number, and for some reason George did not want to go to work, and his boss would call me every hour on the hour, over and over and over. I mean, round the clock. I don't know what he did for a living, but my golly, I never did go. I said, after a while, I told his boss, I said, listen, Jack, I would just fire him. And I would call Consumer Cellular, ma'am, there's really nothing we can do about that. Can you reassign me another number? I'll go buy a new phone, whatever you got to do. No, it don't work like that. So I had the suckiest service from those people. So I'm glad Jay's been with them for a while, good while, and hadn't had no trouble.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with them, and it's under $40 a month, and
Yeah, I paid 50 for my T-Mobile, and my phone's paid off, so I'm pretty happy right now.
uh,
Valentine horror movies.
I don't know if I've seen Valentine horror movie. Let's see. Uh, I'm actually looking those up because
Yeah, see,
now
I
there's a new one called Heart Eyes. And it's a killer that's got this mask, and he's got these two hearts for glowing red eyes for eyes, and it's a kind of a serial killer, but it's kind of like a romance movie and slasher film combined, which sounds like an interesting combination.
yeah. Well,
But it's called Heart Eyes,
I
and
think I think one that I might rewatch. I ordered me some chocolate candy. Because I don't have a Valentine. Y'all are my Valentine. But I think what I'm going to watch Valentine's Day is Black Box. I, I love serial killer stuff, right? And it's although it's got a young guy, a kid that gets, but I think I'm gonna rewatch that, and then I might jump on over and watch Dreamweaver or whatever it's called. Nightmare on Elm Street. It's right, the dream one.
Dream Warriors.
Warriors. I always say Weavers. I don't know why. Anyway, yeah, and then I probably watch that.
I don't know, Acres. If I was going to interview someone who I'd want to interview, I'd have to give that some thought. Kathy, have you seen Sea of Love?
I think I have, but if I have, isn't it an old movie, Acres? Isn't it a love story? Or am I wrong?
I've seen Sea of Love, and I think in Al Pacino in that Sea of Love. Anyway, as far as Valentine horror, My Bloody Valentine. Of course, that's a classic '80s slasher horror film. My Bloody Valentine. So that's what I'm going to go for as far as. But I want to see this Hard Eyes. That looks interesting. Let's see. Telling my brother to travel in April or May when weather is better and more consistent. He likes to travel when there's no chance of rain.
Oh,
I tell you what, in April and May, there's lots of chances of rain in Texas.
May, especially.
Yeah.
Remember last May?
We had the rainiest May in recorded history of this last May. So, Valentine, the 2001 horror movie is the question. I don't guess I've seen that, Acres. But My Bloody Valentine, that's the one that I'm going to go to. for a Valentine horror. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. I don't know. See, I think maybe Tubi has it, so maybe I'll watch My Bloody Valentine, or watch it before Valentine's. You know, but let's see. Well, let me get my taste test thing. So,
Oh,
you
sorry.
entertain her while I'm doing that.
I don't juggle, but I'm pretty good about doing something like that. See my rings? It's boring, so let's just do that. It's hard to see him, but it's a turtle. He's a turtle. I love turtles. And when Jay and I were, gosh, young adults, really, my dad had turtles that would migrate to his store.
He
It
called
was out by Jay's house.
he called them
Terrapins.
terrapins,
Yeah.
and he would get cantaloupe rinds, and he'd put out cantaloupe rinds around out in front of the house on the ground, and there would be like a dozen of them that would show up eating those cantaloupe. I've got video that I took of them eating those cantaloupe rinds. That was a crazy summer because that was the most hummingbirds I'd ever seen. Like bees, I was afraid to go outside if I'm going to get hit in the face with them. There were so many hummingbirds.
But
And Dad had 4 feeders. He had to refill them every day because they would empty the feeders.
I ain't done now. And he took a couple of them, y'all, and he painted the back of them and put numbers on them.
Like he did all of them. He painted all of them.
Well, see, I've never seen more than 2 when I was visiting.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he said, oh, just a minute. And he'd get up out of his chair and walk out in the yard, and he said, look what's coming. And I thought, oh, heck, what's coming? You know, Daddy loved nature, so you never knew, honestly. And he said, oh, it's number 3 checking in.
Yeah.
So he'd go in there in his refrigerator and pull out some kind of fruit. I don't eat cantaloupe, so it might have been cantaloupe.
Well, it was cantaloupe, yeah. It was cantaloupe rinds. He wouldn't feed them the full cantaloupe because he'd eat that. But he'd give them the cantaloupe rind. And it was just a swarm of little.
Oh, I wish I'd seen that.
Turtles, he called them terrapins, but they would swarm around these cantaloupe rinds and eat those cantaloupe rinds. And the hummingbirds, oh my God, I have never before and never since seen hummingbirds like that. That was insane. Just like swarms of bees around these hummingbird feeders. And you'd go outside and they'd fly around you. I'm afraid you'll get hit in the face with them. There were so many, and squirrels he had trained where he squirrels.
Lisa, April.
Lisa that would get up on his lap. He would sit in this wooden porch swing that he had out there, and the squirrel would get on his lap and eat the pecans off his lap or off his knee and sit on his knee, and he'd feed this squirrel.
Yeah. And he'd be working in his wood shop and have the doors open. He has sliding doors on each side. And all of a sudden you'd hear, I'd be sitting in there just visiting with him because I wasn't living near them then. And you'd hear Lisa, my daughter, when she was 5 or 6, named Lisa. Because she was sitting in Papa's lap, and all of a sudden here come the squirrel. What they were doing is sitting at his workbench out there, where he had all his tools and everything, and he was cracking pecans and giving them to April, and she would eat them, right? And he cracked a pecan. He said, wait a minute, don't eat that one. That's for Lisa. And he said, that's for this squirrel. She comes every day, and I have to feed her more than once a day if she catches me in this shop or outside.
But he had a bunch of them trained. But Lisa was a big squirrel. It was like the biggest of the bunch. It was kind of a big fat squirrel, Lisa.
So April got to name her. No words. Name that squirrel. Get that squirrel a name.
And I remember going to the mailbox to get the mail, and having squirrels follow me to the mailbox.
Yeah. What you got out there?
Because wondering if I had pecans for them, because they hand feed pecans, and they were so trained, so used to being hand fed these pecans. You go outside, they falling around you. You got
I remember that. I had to make sure they wouldn't jump in my car.
making sure I was kept moving because I was afraid it would run up my damn leg if I stood still.
Well,
You know,
Daddy kept them. See, he kept a pocket full of pecans when they was in season.
and he'd give me some. I'd to go out and feed the squirrels. But yeah, he had. But that was crazy. That was that one year that it was a menagerie of just all kinds of animals.
You need to. Do you feed the hummingbirds when they migrate through?
Yeah. This last year, I had a pretty good amount of them. I have a hummingbird feeder that I fed out there and fed them.
Yeah.
But they were showing up this last year pretty good. Okay, so what I've got here, and this is Chips Ahoy Red Velvet.
Huh. I love red velvet cake.
Chips Ahoy Red Velvet. And I've had this down for 4 or 5 days, but I want to do it on. I want to do it on a show before I tried it. So
Well, now you can open them and close them
yeah, it's got
in the middle. Yeah.
right here. So
So you could have snuck one. We wouldn't have known it.
and you said you don't like to do this, but I do.
He's a dipper. A lot of people are dippers. I don't personally. It's a personal thing.
Got me some milk here.
It's like do you hang your toilet paper with the bottom going one way or the other? It's just a preference.
There you go.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Chips Ahoy Red Velvet, and it looks like it's like I don't know what those are supposed to be, marshmallows or
Are they chips?
little candy chips, maybe.
Oh, they might just be pecans. I don't know.
Hang on, let's see if it says anywhere. Cream cheese flavored chips.
Ooh.
So it's supposed to simulate a red velvet cake, I guess. And so cream cheese flavored chips.
Look at you.
And they're red, kind of a dark red cookie. So, and I got it's either skim milk or 1%. I forget which it is, but anyway, I'm going to dunk here. So,
I got to. If I buy milk, it's 2%. I get a little pint of milk every day. No, half pint of milk every day, and it's 1%. So I will pour the milk together, 2 of them, because I don't drink milk every day, but I'll put them together, Jay, and I take that chocolate syrup and I squirt it up in there and I stir it around with my straw, and I bet they're good. I mean, Oreos put out some questionable flavors, but that sounds excellent. If they told me you have a week to live, okay, they would find me dead with them big old sheet cakes, about 9 different ones sitting around in my bed. I just eat myself to death from cake.
Well, you'd have to make you a Milky Way cake if you're going to die.
And eat it all, huh? I don't know. I think if I want to die, that's work, Jack. I just let HEB or our grocery here.
It's good. And it's got the middle is kind of got that cream cheese.
Oh, look at you.
Filling.
It's stuffed. Well, they're always no. I'm thinking Oreos. It's stuffed. It looks good. I'd eat them. Yeah, I'd eat them.
It's good, but I think what I want to do, not now, but later, I want to put a few in a plate and microwave it and warm them up.
Well, now here's my story. It's short. Monday, they brought me my Meals on Wheels meal for lunch. And they go, would you like these cookies? And under this big basket, the lady carries and puts mine in it. And a lady down that way, I don't know her, but she delivers to both of us, right? Every day, Monday through Friday, except on holidays. Anyway, and underneath that basket, y'all, in her hand, she had 2 dozen HEB, which is our best chocolate chip cookies, big ones. I said, yes, ma'am, thank you. And I put them in the freezer, right? Oh, I got to move my back. Anyway, So what I did, y'all, I forgot about them, you know. And then after I ate lunch today, I said, I kind of want something. I want chocolate. Well, I'd already made an order to Walmart, but it won't be here till like 7 to 9, somewhere in that time frame. So I'm like, I want chocolate now. I remember them cookies. I took two out and I put them in the middle of a paper towel, wrapped them up, and nuked them for 20 seconds.
Good stuff.
Oh my gosh. And I'd already my sugar was low even after I ate. So I said, yep, I'm not going to eat one, I'm going to eat two.
Uh, well, my buddy down there at the campgrounds was in he's got an orange VW Bug, old VW Beetle.
I used to have a yellow one.
Yeah, I remember your yellow one. I do. I remember your yellow one. And I forget the year, but anyway, and he keeps it running. It's the seats are all torn up and beat up, and it looks, but he keeps it running, keeps it going. And he pulled up. Yeah, we're heading to HEB. You want to go? And I said, yeah, I think I do. I didn't have anything I really needed, but I thought, let me get some snacky things,
Yeah.
So I'll show you what I got. Hang on. But let me put the Chips Ahoy up. I keep them in the refrigerator, so
I'll put that. Yeah, and see, Jay and I grew up too to where you didn't go to the grocery store every day after work. Mom and Dad would go once a week and freeze stuff, So so bread and big gallons of milk. Said buy one for then, and then freeze one. So I got used to shopping like that.
Well, like I said,
when my kids were raising up,
I get ice cream at most 3 days. At most 3 days. I think this is the third day that I've had this, and it's HEB. Speaking of HEB, it's HEB Creamy Creations Texas Campfire.
Oh my gosh.
And what it is chocolate ice cream with graham cracker swirl, peanut butter cups, and mini marshmallows.
I want some.
So anyway, Texas Campfire.
I'd trade some of my cookies for a bowl.
Yeah. And
Texas Campfire.
It's good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I'll just say that. It's good. So let me get this back.
Well, see, I don't buy ice cream because I have self-control. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes or anything else. And I don't eat excessive sweets, right? Now, I'll keep something like those cookies in the freezer for a couple of months before I get anywhere near half of them, But
you don't smoke the devil's weed anymore.
No, not in about 40 years. 48 years.
Let's see. Most funny scene in Twins. Oh, I can't remember that. Acres. It's been so long since I've seen Twins. I like the movie.
Did you like it?
Yeah, Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I liked it. I have fun with it, but it's been forever since I've seen it, so I can't really think of a favorite scene. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but it was amusing. I had fun with it.
Yeah. Now, is it the same movie Throw Mama from the Train, or is that a different?
That's what's his name? It's Danny DeVito and who is that? Throw Mama. But this is Twins, and this is
I know Twins. Yeah,
this
I just ain't here for
it. And Danny DeVito. And I like Schwarzenegger in this. He kind of plays sort of a childlike character. I like he's funny in that. I like his character in that. But I can't think of a funny scene from it. So it could have been so long since I've seen it. And let's see. Should Dudley Moore and Whoopi Goldberg, or should they have teamed up for a movie in the 80s? I'm surprised they didn't.
I love Dudley Moore and was it Arthur?
Arthur, oh yeah, I love Arthur. Uh, and there was old John Gielgud.
Yeah.
Uh, I like him in it. Yeah, I really like that Arthur. Uh, I thought maybe he did make a movie with Whoopi Goldberg. I guess not. Uh, but uh, but let's see what else. I showed my Temu stuff. I ate my cookies. um,
I showed what
cookies.
little bit of stuff. Oh, I joined a new silvered hair pen pals group on Facebook. And I've already sent off my first couple of letters. And I've had the same pen pal also, and I've never met her. And she's in Wisconsin. Her name's Tammy. And Tammy is, I guess, Jay, she's closer to your age than mine, of course. You know, I'm quite a bit older than she is. But we write each other handwritten letters, usually a page or two, about what's going on, what's happening, what we want to do, what we'd like to do, what we'd like to see, et cetera, et cetera. We've been writing each other since 2012, once a month, twice a month, sometimes 3 times a month. It just depends on what's going on in our lives, right? And she is a retired nurse married to a retired DPS officer. And she's got a grown daughter too, and I think a son as well. I don't know, right? But we really enjoy each other's writing. You know, it's fun to get something in the mail besides junk mail or bills. Anymore, you don't even get that many bills in the mail. But so anyway, I'm excited. I sent a letter to this first lady. Said, "You want to be friends? I will write you." So I said, "Okay." So you direct message the person your mailing address. You don't just put it out there, right? And we go from there. So I'm excited. I sent off the 2 post crossing cards, and I sent one to Australia and one to Germany, and the one to Germany has already made it. And I got a message on postcrossing.com and saying, "I got your postcard. I'm excited to have learned about you." And I mentioned to her that I'm a huge Prince music fan, you know, that I've followed his career, his entire career, and I got to see him twice in concert. But I said, and she said, "You know what was so funny about it? I had the radio on. And as soon as I got back to the house and was going through my mail and found your postcard and started reading it, Prince came on the radio." I said, "Get out of town." So in Germany, they were playing him on the radio. I mean, he's played never, you know, he's played all over the world, but I thought that was kind of cool. And anyway, you talk about nonsensical things. You know, what's your favorite ice cream? Do you like cookies? Do you prefer a cake or pies? You know, just weird stuff like that. But you get to know somebody that way if you write them. Now, the postcards is a one-off thing. And on the postcrossing.com, they can leave a message for you on their message board. And you go on there and, you know, and read their message and can reply to it, but that's it. That's not a pen. It's not a pen pal. It's just to exchange thoughts from somebody else in the world, right? So anyway, but the pen pal, I'm excited. So anyway, that's why I ordered these cards. I said it's going to be too late, but I went ahead and got 2 in the mail yesterday. I found it, but you don't find them till you find them. I wasn't looking for them. They do suggestions, group suggestions. And I said, okay.
And where is she from again? The pen pal?
Oh, Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah. And then I have the one I've been writing for years is from Hell's Corner, Wisconsin. And Tammy, and you know, it's funny because you would think I don't have anything to do, you know, and what have I got in common with this somebody? Well, we like the same kind of crafts. We we just exchange our life, in other words. She's got two little dogs. I used to have a little dog, but no more. I have no more animals. But anyway, it's just really fun to get to know somebody and then hang in there with them. Now, like I said, there's sometimes once a month, you know. I'm huge out of sending greeting cards with just a couple of lines, but she likes a letter, right? So she will send me a letter, you know, 150 words or more, you know. I'm not quite that industrious, but I try. I do the best I can. Watching ants is fun.
Huh.
When we lived down at the lake, when Jay was growing up and I was already a big old teenager, when I was about 12, he was 3. Um, we had a big red ant. What do you call it? Mound out by the road, out the very far end of our front yard, right? Well, I'd get the big pickle jar and I just go out there and scoop them and their sand up, screw the lid on them, take them home, set them that desk you have in the store. I'd set them in the corner of the desk and just watch them. I'd poke holes at the top, and every so often, when I didn't see none around the top, I'd drop a little tiny piece of bread, a little square of bread in it. But my daddy would say, "How'd you get them ants in there?" I said, "I scooped them up in there, Daddy." He said, "Would you wearing gloves?" I said, "No,
Yeah.
I just scooped them up in there." He said, "It's the one you didn't get eat up." And I mean, and it's not the fire ants; it's big red ants, y'all. They was long.
Yeah, well, it's like every year I make sure I get a bag of fire ant poison because we'll get out in the yard there, get them mounds of fire ant mounds, and you sprinkle the poison on there, and you got to wet it down, and well, yeah, I'll get them damn fire ant mounds and go and treat them. I always make sure I have a bag of poison to treat the fire ant mounds. Uh,
It don't hurt the cats.
had never done that. They don't mess with it.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
Uh, but well, trying to think. There's anything else to say? There's any movies I've seen recently?
Talk about your next Being Real show that you guys thinking you might do.
Well, it's something that Brandon had brought up is doing something talking about uh, separating the art from the artist. That in some cases the artist has done something uh, unkind or illegal or have done something that, well, I don't want to see that. That movie that guy directed, or I don't want to see that actor in that movie, or whatever. Being able to separate what a person might have done versus the product they put out, whether it's a director or a producer or an actor. In most cases, I think I can do that, separate the art
Oh
from the,
yeah, I absolutely can.
you know, uh, but I've written down several names of people that have done things. About Bill Cosby and Michael
The
Jackson
Kevin
and
Spacey, don't
Kevin
forget
Spacey
him.
Kevin Spacey, uh, uh, you know, uh, and yeah, and just talk about that. Talk about things that they've been either accused of or actual crimes that they have actually committed, um, and talk about the product they put out, the movies that they've been in, or movies that they've directed, or whatever. And I think that'd be an interesting conversation to
Yeah,
have.
I
So
can see that.
he brought that up. I'll give him credit. I give Brandon credit for the subject. So hopefully, find a day that he's available, and we'll do that. We'll do a show about that.
I think that would be that's a good topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's just, oh my gosh, I hate to say it, but there's just so many.
Well, and there's some like Dustin Hoffman was accused of with several women have accused him of being inappropriate with them, and you know, well, yeah, there's so many, and the
Talk about actors. Um, oh, what's his name? He came to me and then he just left. Um, Top Gun, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, people are going, ooh, Tom Cruise looks so good. No, we don't. He is not aging well. Clint Eastwood's aging better than Tom
Clint
is.
Eastwood just turned 94 years old.
And
Uh,
he's walking and a talking.
yeah, and he's making sense and he can breathe
Yeah.
uh, yeah, 94 years old. Uh, uh, but yeah. Uh, well, I'm trying to think if there's any. Hang on, let me see if there's anything I've written down. Uh,
Well, I'll
I've
read for y'all.
seen it.
Sometimes the best one in the play has the fewest lines. And it says, it's hard to unlearn a bad word. Really important stuff my kids have taught me. Wearing a halo can give you a headache after a while.
Uh,
Sometimes you find the neatest dragonfly when you're out looking for tadpoles.
huh,
Yeah. What was you going to say?
I, I
Oh, I
don't.
thought you were going to get up and do something.
I was trying to see if there was any movies or anything I was going to talk about that I'd seen recently or anything. Uh, I still want to see Nosferatu, but they still want $20 for it to watch it. So
Dang.
waiting for that to come down a reasonable price before I watch that because everyone that's seen it that I've talked to said that it's great. You got to see Nosferatu. So
My daughter took the two kids. I think Darren was working to see Dog Man. And I asked John when I was over there visiting that day, I said, John, you got to go see Dog Man. Now, John would rather never ever leave the house for any reason under any circumstances. But every now and then, Mama can urge. He homeschools. He doesn't. He don't have to go to public school like his sister loves to do that. He don't care for it at all. So he homeschools, which is cool. But I asked him. I said, John, how was Dog Man? Did you enjoy it? Going to the movies? He said, yeah, I'm reading the series. That's it. I couldn't get nothing out of that kid. Nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. I guess it was good.
well, I got this call from Dorothy Dot a few days ago. She said, "Oh, Uncle Jay, just wanted to see how you're doing." And I said, "Well, I'm glad you called." And she talked about. I said, "Well, you going to school? You enjoying that?" She goes, "Yeah, I love my teacher. She's a lot of fun." And she does something called mewing, Mewing. Sounds like what a cat would do. Mew.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, what is that?" She goes, "Well, I'll send you a I'll take a video and send it to you about what mewing is." And I said, "Okay." And so I got this video from Dot, and I can't do exactly what she did, but it's something like this here. So she got her finger and she kind of went like that and around her mouth and kind of like, and I'm like, okay. And so I think if I had my teacher was walking up to me and kind of doing that, I'd be a little concerned. I'd like,
That may be a way that she gets them to shut up.
yeah, mewing. And so, has
Huh.
anyone out there heard of mewing?
I never heard of it.
But yeah, it's just she did in the video. It's just Dot, and she's just kind of smiling, and she's kind of just doing that with her finger.
Well, I've got more questions than I've got answers. So that means I'm going to have to contact Dot when she gets out of school. Well, she's out of school now. I'm going to contact her and say, what the heck is a mewing? Does she make
Mewing.
noise, Dorothy?
And what's that supposed to be? She wasn't making any sound or saying anything. She was just kind of doing that.
It's mewing. And why is it called mewing?
And do I like the faculty? Yeah, I like it, Acres. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I like it.
Yellow
Yeah.
Jackets season 3 starts Sunday. I haven't seen Yellow Jackets.
Yeah. Now that is the series I was thinking about, Yellow Jackets. I haven't seen one, but apparently it's about these girls or teenagers or young women that go out in the woods on some kind of expedition, camping or something. I don't know if they get stranded or what the what, and strange things starts happening to them.
Hmm.
I don't know. I seen one with a bunch of horns. I don't know if she made a hat out of them or if that's coming out of her head. I don't know. I don't know nothing about it. I've seen it. I run across it when I'm jumping around on my stream, but I don't know.
It says Elijah Woods is on that program as well. Like my hat, new shirt. Yeah, I've had the shirt for a while. If you're talking about the hoodie.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh no, you mean my my Grateful Dead shirt? Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and yeah, and my
I met Elijah Woods at a Austin, Texas record convention.
you
Uh,
met
uh, yeah, and it was funny. I was looking at all these T-shirts, memorabilia, like those buttons you can put on your hats and stuff, and whatnot. And all of a sudden, there was these two guys walked up right next to me. Now this was 20 years ago at least, and I thought, and Elijah was look. They were on a rack actually, and I'm going through it, and then as soon as I get through looking two or three, uh, he'll look at a couple, and then he pushes them my way. So he stood there for quite a while, and then I noticed he was taking shirt after shirt after shirt after shirt. I said, and I turned and I said, "You're getting all the good ones." He said, "I have to have them," and I said, "Well, why?" And he said, "Because they're they're me, and I'm going to give them out to people." And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yes, ma'am." And then there was a big old camera on us, with a big light. And I said, "Boy, that's annoying. Is that annoying to you?" He said, "Well, I'm used to it now because I'm in the business." And I said, "Oh." And I said, "Well, I'm Kathy. It's nice to meet you." He said, "I'm Elijah Woods." And he shook my hand. And y'all, I'm 5'4", and we were nose to nose, so he's really short. But anyway, he was a real nice kid. He was real nice and friendly. But I said, well, I teased him. I said, "You're getting all the good shirts. You're getting all the shirts."
Anyway, Acre says that Yellow Jackets they're in a plane crash. It's a soccer team's in a plane crash and they're not rescued for over a year.
Whoa.
The Woods do start talking to them, and they have to do crazy things to survive, and it shows them years later too.
Cool.
It jumps back and forth, and Ricci and Juliette Lewis and Lauren Ambrose from 6 Feet Under and Melanie Linsky from Heavenly Creatures play the adult versions of the soccer team years later.
Oh, neat. I'm going to have to watch that, Acres.
And this is what the show is about, also about the crimes and things that occur regarding a cover-up of events when stranded and surviving there.
Ooh, I want to watch it now. Dang, Jay, we got to watch it.
Yellow Jackets. Well, I'm interested now.
Yeah.
And I love Juliette Lewis, and so.
And she can sing. Have y'all heard any of her music? She can sing. Juliette Lewis. She's got an album out, and I think it's relatively new. I've just heard her sing a couple of things on talk shows or podcasts. She was on a podcast one day, and they said they were promoting.
There's also a Western on Tubi that's actually produced by Tubi that with Juliette Lewis that I really want to see, where she plays a bad person.
Why ain't you watched it?
She plays a villain. And,
you don't slow down enough to watch nothing on TV.
Let's see. Hang on. The Thicket.
The Thicket.
The Thicket.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And who's the little dwarf guy?
I have no idea.
What's his name?
But anyway, I've seen it. Yeah.
But anyway, The Thicket, and I'm anxious to see that. It's a Western with Juliette Lewis, and she plays a villain in it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's good. She's just been in so many good things,
You can watch it from season 1, but new season starts on Sunday, and I'd avoid seeing the new season without watching the new one.
Oh yeah, I've got to do it in sequence, Acres, and I'll do it probably after we get off stream. I'll start it.
I
Is
wonder if
it?
Holmes gets
Is it on? I'm
it's been
sorry,
on.
Jay. I didn't mean to keep interrupting
Oh,
you. Is it Netflix or Hulu, or do you know
yeah,
where it's streaming?
where is it?
Paramount,
Uh,
Paramount
yeah, I've
Plus.
seen it somewhere, but Amazon channel maybe or something. Yeah.
I don't do Amazon channel, so if it's on there, I can't see it. No, I've seen it streaming somewhere because I passed by it looking for something else.
She says it's Paramount Plus. So.
Thank you. Because I know it ain't Amazon. I'm still got a headache from Amazon. I can watch on my phone, or my tablet, but I'd rather watch on the TV, right?
Mm.
If you try to catch two butterflies with one net, they'll both get away. Then I like this one. It just says recycle. Recycle, reuse, renew, all that fun stuff. I like vintage stuff. I'm old, and it's not because I'm old that I like vintage stuff. When I was a teenager, I loved anything vintage, anything old. But I
That's
am
me
a
too. Yeah, I do too. I like.
yeah, but I am a huge collector of ephemera. I got some letters um, in one of my junk journals that I just took the back of the envelope and glued it in there, so you can still open the letter and read it, from the early 1900s, 1901, 1858. That I got a group of letters at an auction. Oh. Yeah.
They said they're on a roll because they're doing
I don't, I
LinkedIn
don't,
and the new Dexter show, and
yeah. The original sin. That's a new Dexter show,
I
man.
still
I'm
haven't watched that.
digging it. I'm digging it. I can't get enough of it. Shoot, I went back and watched some of the older ones before the new one come out because I knew it was coming out and I kept waiting for that new series to start.
Let's see.
Celery with peanut butter and raisin tastes better if you call it ants on a log. And if you take the raisins off. That's just
They're
me.
making a futuristic Jaws movie set in 2200. Who would you cast as Quint, relative of the future?
Ooh.
The answer that I gave for with Brandon is that Willem Dafoe. That was my answer for everybody, and that's my answer for that. Willem Dafoe. I love anything.
I always come back to John Candy. I would love to have seen him in his real. I mean, he did some serious stuff.
Living actors, but Willem.
Oh, they got to be alive.
The new Quint, Willem Dafoe. Yeah.
John Goodman.
John Goodman. Yeah.
I catch him. I pick a John for everything, y'all. So I'm just a lot of times when I say John, I don't really mean it.
But no, I really like John Goodman too. But
I just love him and everything, and I think he'd be good at all kinds of stuff that maybe he hadn't had a chance to do yet.
And that I think I'll have Jeremy Strong as relative of Quint.
Did you know that the actor that played the sheriff, I mean, on Jaws, what is it? What is the actor's name that has the boat that the ship they go out on?
Oh God, you had to ask me that.
Okay, well, he wanted to play the sheriff. He didn't really want to play the boat captain. He wanted to play the sheriff, and they said you can't. You're too well known and for dramatic roles.
Robert Shaw.
Yeah, so we can't have you.
Of course, Roy Scheider played the sheriff.
Yeah. So we can't have you. Sorry for that. Oh, okay. I get credit card alerts that pop up that tell me I set up all my payments when my check deposits, right? And I get these credit alerts. Your payment's going to post in so many days. I'm thinking, well, I count that money as gone once I make the set up payment anyway. So, but anyway, I thought that was weird. I didn't know that. There's a lot of things I don't know. And that I didn't know that.
Who would be the better mayor, a Stanley Tucci or Patrick Dempsey? I'm going to go Stanley Tucci as the new mayor in the new Jaws. Although that's my favorite movie. Don't be messing with Jaws. Don't be making no new Jaws movies.
What is it? Jay goes, leave it alone. Don't
Leave it alone. Leave Jaws. They already made a bunch of crappy sequels.
I never saw any of the sequels. I wouldn't watch
I've
it.
seen them all.
I had
Jaws the Revenge is one of those so bad it's good movies. It's so terrible that it's actually entertaining. But yeah, there's just there's no touching a classic. There's no touching an original.
I can't watch that subpar crap. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
My favorite movie is Jaws. So.
And I go by Jay. If he goes, wait a minute, this remake, sis. Now you need to watch it because I know you'll like it. Or give it a try. And then I will take that suggestion and wait about 6-8 months and I'll watch it. And I'll think, dang, why didn't I watch it sooner?
Like I would say, when you can see it, you need to see the substance.
Yeah, I will eventually. I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a walk.
You need to see Strange Darling. I really, really enjoyed Strange Darling. I want to see that again. I paid for it. I paid $6 or something for that, but I don't want to pay for it again. So hopefully it'll stream. Won't have to pay for it. It'll stream soon. But Strange Darling, I thought was just great. It went in a direction I didn't expect. There was a surprises. Just every turn in that movie, there was a surprise, and it's told out of order in these chapters. It begins with like chapter 3 and then goes to like chapter 1 and then in chapter 4 and so. But it's great the way they do that. It makes sense when you watch the movie. It makes sense it jumping around the way it does from the past to the present and such. Strange Darling, but yeah, I recommend that to anyone. Particularly if you're a horror movie fan, slasher movie fan, or whatever. Strange Darling, and I don't know the actress's name, but she was just fantastic in that film. The lead actress in that. And Paul Dano for the new Norman Bates. No, that's another movie. Don't mess with. Don't mess with Psycho. Psycho and Psycho. Actually, all the Psychos. Psycho 3 and 4.
Jay gets sensitive now at certain.
The original Psychos. Just don't mess with Psycho anymore. Excited for this new streaming action movie being made. It's called Crash on the Roof. I know Neon is making that one. It starts filming in July. A helicopter crashed into an abandoned building. And the people that sleep on the roof and in the building fight the people from the helicopter looking for treasure.
Oh, crap. I hear you. There you are. I was trying to move my phone around.
Ooh.
You're looking for treasure. Shoot. Sorry about that. I cursed. I didn't mean to. Yep. Got me I've had this. It's a real tree. I got it at Walmart and I love it. And it's got iced tea in it, right? Sometimes you'll see me drinking out of the big glass, plastic, glasses. Well, I've had this for a long time. And when I used to travel, it fit just barely, but it fit enough to keep it in my cup holder in my car. Well, I don't have a car. That's okay. So I kept hearing something rattling on top of my refrigerator. I'm like, what am I rattling? Well, it was setting to where I've got a little 4-cup, come on now, coffee maker. And the metal was rattling against the glass of the coffee maker. And it's sitting, of course, on top of the refrigerator. So I said, here's the only drawback. I love it. Okay. I love it. I've had it for about 6 years now. It don't have no handle. I like something with a handle because my hands, I don't have rheumatoid arthritis. I don't have nothing like that, y'all. But they get weak. I had some orange juice I ordered. I got 36-ounce deal of orange juice. Okay. I got it in with my groceries last week. I do about $20 or $30 worth of orders for different food items that I forget to put on my grocery list 2 or 3 times a month. Okay, well, I got it in. I couldn't open it, y'all. And I've got those rubber things, and I've got the ones with the different sizes with the handle and everything. I could not open this stuff for nothing. So I'd work on it every day, a little bit, work on, no giving, none, not at all. So I thought, well, heck. Now, the only time I drink it, it'll last me about 3 weeks usually before I order more orange juice. But the only reason I have to drink it is I will wake up in the morning and my blood sugar has dropped dangerously low, like to 80. Now, for me, that's way low. And for some people, it might be normal, but for me, it's not. And before I take my insulin to drop it even lower, I have to drink something or eat something. Well, I can't eat at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. I cannot do it. I can't do it. It's just my stomach's like, no, not happening. But I drink me a decent, about 8 ounces of orange juice and fix my coffee, which there's nothing sweet in the coffee, and I do my orange juice and I'll do that and I'm good. See, it brings my sugar up just enough to where I can wait. But anyway, I finally got that orange juice open, not for less. I wash my dishes at night because I live alone and I don't have a bunch of people putting dishes in there. And I use paper plates, but I do use cups and, glasses and spoons and forks and all that mess. So I go in there and I got 2 glasses I like to drink my orange juice out of. Well, I washed them both. And then I decided I'm going to open that orange juice. If I have to take a steak knife and poke a hole where, it's not in the lid, but around, somewhere in there and drain it out like that, I'm going to open it. So I grabbed a hold of that lid and I tried it one more time. It came open. Wow. I'm like, yes. Oh, no. Now, poured me up a glass right then and drank it. I said, I hope my sugar's high in the morning because it's like 9:30 at night. But I worked that hard to get it open 4 or 5 times to try to get it open and couldn't get it open because my grip, I don't have. Now, I can tackle a grown man and take him to the ground and lay on his shoulders. He ain't getting up. I could still do that if I had to. But I learned a little bit of Taekwondo when I worked. I know how to restrain people. Okay. And I walk with a big walking stick when I'm out in public.
When you worked at state school?
Yeah. When I worked at state school, MHMR people, they don't know what they're doing when they go nuts, but you got to protect them and yourself. So I learned how to. Well, so anyway, I walk with that big stick. Now I have learned, if you ever watched more Walking Dead and seen Morgan, I have kind of learned how to, it's got a strap on it. I got it at Buc-ee's and it's a really good walking stick. And with the strap that goes around my wrist, I will use that when I walk across the parking lot to get my mail. If somebody was to try to bum rush me, I can take them down with it. So anyway, there's my nonsensical for the moment.
Well, Akers, my favorite Oscar host is Billy Crystal. She wanted to know my favorite Oscar host, and yeah. I'm going to go Billy Crystal. Always like when Billy Crystal hosted. You ought to bring him back.
Yeah, he could do it still.
Proud of my brother's service in the armed services. He is a great service dog. Sometimes the dog likes to sit with him all day. It's nice.
Oh, thank him for his service. My granddaughter.
In mid sentence, we lost her. So let's wait and see if she's going to come back. We lost you, sis. Am I still alive? I guess I am. I guess I'm still alive. But yeah, definitely. Thank you for the service. Or thank the service dog for the service. Thank everybody for the service. Hang on.
Just one time this time. That's good.
There she is.
I had to put the charger on my phone and it disconnected you when I moved it up. But anyway, my granddaughter and I would go when she's like, 3 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the grocery store, which is what, Jay, would you say not even a block from where we live there in Round Rock? You used to walk over there when you'd visit.
Yeah.
Really close. There's a super Walmart with a McDonald's. But not far from our house, maybe half a mile, there is a Air Force training center. Big old thing. And big old buses and stuff. And a lot of times they'll have equipment out there. And they fly little helicopters out in and out of there, but for training. It's a training facility. Well, anyway, we run into these, everybody, in their fatigues in the stores. And Dot would say, that lady, I noticed she was especially attracted to the young women that, because it's, and she'd say, Nana, what do I say? What do I say? And I'd look at her so funny, and they'd either be in line in front of us or behind us. Thank you for your service. And she said, I don't want to say that. And so she turned around one day, and there was a very highly decorated gentleman there, older man, and I imagine he was a trainer or something. And she looked up at him with her little 4-year-old eyes, and she said, thank you for protecting the USA.
Oh.
And I thought that was, he said, I'm finding it real hard, girlfriend, not to tear up. That's the sweetest thing anybody's ever said to me. And he said, and I got a bunch of kids and grandkids too, And so from then on, she wouldn't just say, and then y'all through those 3 or 4 years, she would, we would see him when we were in the store, and she wouldn't go and tap him on the arm. But if we were, in line or shopping in the same little area, she'd walk up and tell him, thank you for protecting the USA. And I said, that's so sweet. And her mama said, where'd she learn that? I said, she figured it out on her own. Because she would say, what do they do? And I say, well, they protect us. That's what they do. So I thought that was extra sweet that little gal figured it out all on her own, what her phrase was.
Thank you for your service.
I thought, thank you for protecting the USA. There you go.
Acres, my favorite non-Rocky boxing movie is Raging Bull.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese. Yeah. And talking about the service dog, he will be traveling with his dog too. What dog do you like better, the one in the mask or Einstein, or a dog in Back to the Future? I'm going to go with the one in Back to the Future. Yeah.
Aw.
I like that dog.
I like German Shepherds. Jay had one, and it got snake bit, and Mama carried it to the vet. Had to drive 40 miles to get this little puppy to the vet. And they said, oh, he'll be all right. He was all right. Brought him home, put him back, and he got stolen. And years later, the guy that stole him came and told Daddy, I stole that little German Shepherd from y'all. He was a good dog. He was a good dog. And when he said that, I said something, can I cuss?
Yeah.
I said, listen, you motherfucker, that was a little boy's dog. How dare you? And Daddy goes, dang, sis, no, now, come on now. And I said, he stole from my little brother. He was my little brother, y'all. I was mad and horny. And we was at my daddy's store. And my daddy goes, well, go on out, sis, now go on out and cool off. And he says, and then after they left, he was telling Daddy how good a dog he was, how smart he was. I said, yeah, we never had a chance to find out, did we, Daddy? And Daddy said, listen, I understand you got reaction, but I think you were more upset about it than Jay was that the little dog was gone. I said, no, I just thought it was bullshit. Somebody stole a little boy's dog. And you were little, Butchie Pudgy. He named it.
I named a character in Dawn after the first dog I remember us having, and that was Penny.
My little dog, yeah.
Penny. And it was a little, kind of a reddish dog. Kind of a...
yeah. Real curly red hair.
Little red dog. Little dog. It's a little dog, Penny. But
yeah, she was very small. I don't think she ever weighed. I'd go with Daddy once a year to get her shots, and I don't think she ever weighed more than 7 pounds.
Yeah, but I remember Penny. Uh, that's the first dog I remember as far as a family dog is Penny.
And she died when y'all were gone to Canada that time.
Oh.
Yep. I buried her, and I was so upset because I was 13. I got her when I was 6. And she was our family dog, and I buried her in the backyard of that house. Then I went home and cried in my room. And the neighbor that I was staying with, she come down there and come on, you're not supposed to be home. You're supposed to be with us. And I said, can I please lay in my bed and cry about my dog? She said, you sure can. So she went and cleaned up dishes that were in the kitchen and went out on the back porch and smoked a few cigarettes. She gave me, a couple of hours. And she had 3 girls at home too. She needed to get home too. But can I please just cry in my bed about my dog dying? Yes, you sure can. I said, okay. One of the men that Daddy had running the store with me, helping me run the store, came over and dug the hole for me to put her in. But I never was so pissed in my life that I got to have all this by myself, my little dog. I didn't get to go to Canada, y'all. They didn't want me to go. They didn't like me. I wondered if my mom and daddy didn't like me much. Later on, I asked Joy, I said, I asked my cousin, it was her mom and dad, and my mother and daddy and Jay that went. She said, Kay, there was nowhere for you to sleep. That's the only reason they didn't offer to take you. I said, oh, well, that's good. I thought all my life they just didn't like me anymore. Thought that was funny.
No acres. I've never been to a test screening. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever been to a test screening.
I've been to one.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. We had to go to one. You can come as a family or if you're an individual, but we had to go to test screenings for we could be extras in Varsity Blues. And we got $50 each person for coming to the screening and got $50 each time while we were filming, in Georgetown, Texas, where I live now, at the football field. And between takes, they'd give away stuff like VCRs and camcorders and $100 gift cards and all kinds of stuff. They give away all kinds of stuff in between taping because they needed a crowd for each side of the stadium, and they needed you to stay there, right? Because for $50, people would go, man, I'm tired. It was overnight. It was all night thing. But so when you go to the screening, they asked you if you want, or you signed paperwork saying you stay overnight.
Hey, I guess that's Wes. Hey, Wes.
Hey, how you doing? Not a whole lot. Really, we're just chitty-chatting. I was talking about, but anyway, I got to go to a local screening of Varsity Blues that they did because I was an extra.
Yeah, I got a banner hanging out the store building there that you gave.
I think it's the Mavericks, maybe we played.
Maybe a couple, but I've just got one of them. I forget which one it is, but I've got
it's blue.
A banner hanging there from Varsity Blues.
Yeah. And boy, you had to have endurance. So you could go to the concessions they had open all night, y'all, and get your water and your snacks and your popcorn, your hot dogs. All that was free, right? But you had to go certain times. Like, hey, y'all, we're going to be setting up this scene for 20 minutes. And and you got 100 people. So you did good.
You wanted to join us, Wes?
Hey, Wes.
Let me know. Are you working or you want to talk to us? And Akers says, I worked in movie test screenings and established a database of how people like and perceive various movies, actors, and genres and franchises. It was a great experience. I did that until I was 27.
That sounds like fun.
Managing and converting that database into better test market research was necessary, and the company was acquired.
Cool beans.
But
you've had an interesting life.
Boz.
Oh,
I
you
like this.
still
Wes has always called me Boz, B-O-S, B-O-Z, Boz. And
boss. There you
he's
go.
still at work, Boz. Uh, but yeah, he's still at work. Once that one was acquired, I gained control of that firm and then retired from that, but still garner a lot of results of the service. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah. I've done a lot of that. Now I haven't done it in the last couple of years because my car got totaled a year ago. I don't have a car. I don't have a way to go around like that. But I used to go up and do those test studies. You know, I did one for snacks, and they gave me a camera, and I'd have to go and film any outing that I did and talk about what kind of snacks they were trying to find out if people lean towards anything that was semi healthy or if we're going to just grab a Nestle every time, you know. I love Nestle's Crunch. But anyway, and at the end, it was like a 2 week time. At the end, you hand them back their camera and they hand you $400 and they pay cash. So I didn't declare it to nobody, nowhere, no how. IRS, please don't get me for that. Now that's been about 12 years ago. But anyway, um, and those were so much fun. I got in on a few of them like that. And they did a screening of movies there and, to see what people thought, and gave, I like that and didn't like that. And they did several commercials. This is in Austin, Texas. And they did several commercials, before that air or decide if they want to put any more money into them to air them acres. So that was kind of cool. I gave my opinion on about, I don't know, through the years, about 3 years, I did it about 14 or 15 commercials. And that was neat. They always provided snacks and they always turned around and handed us 150, $200 and we'd leave. And so anyway.
The reason I say that is that Jaws and Psycho are what the public wants. Time and time again, the surveys speak loudly. Perkins' estate is currently directly negotiating for his CGI usage in adverts. Ooh, that's creepy. Don't do that.
I don't know what that means.
Well, CGI, like a computer generated version of Anthony Perkins.
Oh.
And yeah, don't do that. The man's gone. He don't have any say on what they're doing to his.
Well, listen, if they're gonna do that, let's go ahead and let's bring Vincent Price back.
But yeah,
we're gonna do that.
Don't do that. But yeah, I don't like, for the most part, with a few exceptions, I don't really care much for remakes. And there's some properties I'm like, just don't mess with that. And Jaws is my main one. Don't mess with Jaws. Leave Jaws alone. You're never going to recapture the magic of the original film. Everything was just a perfect storm at the time.
And the time that it was, yeah.
Steven Spielberg directing and Robert Shaw and Richard Dreyfuss. Just everything was just perfect. You just can't recapture that.
Don't mess with perfection.
Yeah, exactly. Leave it alone.
Well, I told you, I'll say it again though, real quick. Talented Mr. Ripley. I thought, ooh, they're doing a remake. I cannot wait. Because that is in my top 5, y'all. Of all time.
Perkins, and there's a movie that he directed or he started it. But anyway, Oz Perkins is the son of Anthony Perkins and authorizes that.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Perkins himself allowed that. He wanted the movies to live on. So,
oh, well, there you go. There you go.
But
well, any movies or TV shows? I mean, apparently they are filming the second season of Landman as we speak.
Yeah,
and, so
there's some stuff that I need to catch up on. Like I say, the Dexter show. I haven't watched that yet. I need
the original Sin.
The original Sin, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to start that. I'm always looking for something to watch, whether it be a movie or a TV show. And I've got all this ways to stream stuff. So,
and you got a list. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I haven't. I'm gonna tell you what I started watching, and it's not something most people would care to watch. But late in the evening, about 8:30, that's late in the evening for me. I'm gonna be up till probably 12 anyway. I've been watching Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
I started with season one, first show, and it's really good. You know, some of the things that they, you know, it's yeah, it's kind of like a love me, hate me type thing. I really enjoy it, but I really don't want to. What do you call that? The
But yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, Long Legs. That was what Oz Perkins directed, and I love that movie, Long Legs. I really liked Long Legs
ah,
with Nick Cage going nuts. But
you love
anyway,
the substance.
yeah, and Substance. But Oz Perkins made Long Legs, and he wants to at least produce the new Psycho movies and may direct. So interesting. Well, if it's him doing it, then I'm kind of semi interested because I really liked Long Legs. I thought that was really good, that movie. And if it's him directing, then I'm kind of interested. But anyway, that's Anthony Perkins' son, and at least based on Long Legs, I know he directed at least another movie. I haven't seen it, but based on Long Legs, uh, he's really talented, and that was really I really like that movie. So
Gotta give props where props are deserved, Jay.
so now I'm kind of, if he's going to direct a Psycho movie, then I'm kind of interested. Uh,
But don't mess with the TV show, y'all, because that's mine.
yeah,
I just really enjoy that. I never missed an episode, and I
Bates,
rewatched it.
Bates Motel.
Yeah,
I really did like Bates Motel. Yeah,
I do too.
the series I really did. I did like that. Um, and but yeah, make striptease sequel or streaming sequel for Demi. No, uh, but uh, no, but not striptease. Uh, but
G.I. Jane.
GI Jane, yeah, but make
That
a
was
GI Jane
so good.
shave her head again. Uh,
Well,
that
I mean, she and I are in that kind of shape anymore, folks.
GI
But
Jane is what Chris Rock got slapped for of the Oscars. uh, that and because
we're talking Demi Moore. What the where'd you go?
but it was what's his name?
Oh, because Jay's got that alopecia.
Yeah,
Well, I don't think it's anything to do with it.
Will Smith's wife, and she had a shaved
Jada.
head.
Well,
And
no,
so
she didn't shave it. Her hair will grow.
her
Jay.
hair fell out or whatever. And so, and Chris Rock at the Oscars, he was hosting or not hosting, he was
I
presenting.
saw it in person. I
And
seen
he said, "Yeah, well, you need to make a GI Jane sequel or something like that." And
Jada could play it.
at first, Will Smith laughed at that shit, but he saw that Jada wasn't laughing. And he's like, "Oh well, I've got to protect her honor or something." And so he walked up there and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
I saw it, and I've not watched anything that motherfucker's put out since then. And it took Chris a long time to even talk about it, and he finally did talk about it. That's some bullshit.
But he walloped
Well,
him.
they should have put him in jail right then.
And then keep my fucking wife's name out of your mouth,
I watched it. I saw it, and I'm like, oh no, he really didn't, right? Will Smith died to me that night.
But he's banned from the Oscars for like 10, 20 years.
I hope his career dies.
Yeah, but anyway.
Because as far as I'm concerned, y'all,
he made a bad boy sequel that I think did pretty good here recently.
Well, that sucks.
but yeah, he slapped a man. He made a sound when he slapped him. Man, he walloped.
You humiliate somebody on TV purposely, your career needs to tank. That's what he did.
I'm excited to see what she will make next regarding the me, and would like to see her in a western. Yeah, I'd like to see. She made a western. What was it that movie? But she made a western. Demi Moore did. Um, or maybe her as a hired killer or a struggling waitress. What should Demi Moore do next? There are some things she has for after Substance, but nothing since. She has been winning awards, etc. Uh, and happy us three are enjoying the Demi Sans. Yes, well, great to see her
Oh
again.
yeah, big
I've,
time.
I've always liked Demi Moore, and this great to see the attention she's getting from the Substance. She's nominated for Best Actress. Hope she wins. The movie's nominated for Best Actor, Best Picture, and which is like I say, once you finally see the Substance, sis, you're going to say, "Holy shit!" There's
Yeah.
there's some moments in that's going to that's what I told Brandon. Don't eat while you're watching the Substance. uh, because there's going to be some stuff that's like, oh my goodness. But what they put Demi Moore through physically, the makeup they put her through, and all that is like, man, she had to do some recovering. I can't see how she could have done what she did and not have to do some, she had to recover from that because once you see what they put her through in that film, physically what they put her through. But yeah, great that she's getting such attention for that film, and I think she deserves to win, um, whether she does or not. But yeah, great to see her doing it again. She's in Landman, um, and she was in that. You didn't see her a whole lot in the show, except for that last episode. She was in quite a bit of that. Demi Moore.
I seen her a few times. She was swimming.
Seen her, but she wasn't very prominent in the
Um,
series. But that last episode, she was in quite a bit of that one.
well, she's given. She wanted Tommy wanted her to just sell out of her. Just sell the oil company. Just get rid of it. Just then
Well,
that wouldn't be.
it's killing your husband. You want it to kill you
Well, it
too.
is. Well, yeah, she was pretty much gone by the time or right
And
Tommy
so when
talked.
you sell it, your kids will, you
Not
know,
have to work.
yeah,
Yeah. And
uh,
then she said, but that's not what Tommy wanted to do.
yeah.
That's not what he wanted to do, Tommy. So you're risking all this money for a maybe. And she said, well, that's what we're going to do.
That's
Monty wanted it done that way. That's the way we're going to do.
Yeah.
So she may be in a one bedroom apartment with her kids too someday.
Um, let's see. One snub this year I highly recommend Hard Troops, the Mike Leigh movie. Highly recommend all of Mike Leigh's movies. I think you and Jay will enjoy those. Actress
Huh.
Marianne John
Batiste.
Batiste snub for that movie as well as Best Actress Oscar nomination. Regardless, Mike Leigh, a great filmmaker, and honored to see his work.
Huh.
I have not enjoyed John Hamm much in anything but Mad Men.
Yeah. I really liked him in this.
I
I
like him.
thought,
I
yeah, I
like.
thought he was excellent as far as being a hard ass, but he's, well, I don't really think you should talk to me that way, you know, who, and he backed Tommy off a couple of times. And yes, sir, Tommy. But I thought he was really good in Landman.
Well, poor Tommy, poor Billy Bob Thornton. He's the one that has to be out there, literally risking his life,
Just to
to
negotiate the releases.
to keep things going and keep things negotiating and then negotiating, land settlements or whatever. And he nearly got taken out in this last episode. This, but, physically was hurt bad. So he has to be out there in the shit, when like John Hamm sit back there and just worry about everything, worry himself into a heart attack.
Apparently, that wasn't his first. John Hamm's. That wasn't Monty's first bypass.
Yeah. And the way it looks, it's not likely he's coming back. It's likely he's not,
No, I think he's done.
because the way they're talking, the only thing that will save him is a heart transplant, and they're not likely to give
Well,
him.
he's too weak. His
Well,
body
he's
has to
too
be
weak,
strong.
and they're going to say, well, people would deserve that heart more than he would because of how weak he is and how out of shape or
Yeah,
whatever.
they just don't think his body would hold up to it.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it ends up being.
So it's likely he's not coming back. He's gonna be gone.
Yeah, but she running the company. I
The
love it.
more,
And that little sassy attorney that when now that he's president of the company, Billy Bob told her, he said, "Now listen,
I've
I don't
worked with
like
her.
you. You'd be the first one gone if it was up to me, but Monty saw something in you, so I'm gonna give you a break. I'm gonna keep you."
And then
But
he was telling her, well, okay, then, well, you need to come here and I need to show you, what you're going to
what? Right? Yeah.
find working for, and she didn't want to do that, but he finally convinced her, yeah, you need to see, what's going on. You need to see, uh, so,
I love that when she said, when she walks over to the pickup right before he drives off, and she said, "I'm against all this fracking. I'm against it all. I don't think anybody should be doing it." He said, "Honey, you should have went to work as a politician then, not for an oil company." He got her told.
but yeah,
It's been a
well,
good one. Oh, I'm sorry.
now
It's been a good one.
it's been a good one. Yeah,
I
it's
just wanted to tease you a little bit.
we're creeping up on a couple hours here, creeping up on 5 o'clock. So I guess we'll sort of wind this down. But yep, this has been a good one. Been catch
Wes popped by.
West pop by.
Acres has been keeping us company.
Like with the Brandon show, it was mainly Acres as far as. But thank you, Acres, for everything that you've.
Yeah, being supportive. I think
Yeah,
it's the sweetest thing.
and of course, I tell you folks, please give us a thumbs up. Please hit that thumbs up, and go and watch the show I did with Brandon.
Yeah, it was good, y'all. I was in there, but I didn't make one comment the whole time. But I did give you a like, of course.
But yeah, go and check that show out, and hopefully I'm going to do some more shows with Brandon. Um, and but yeah, hopefully we're going to pretty soon get through with the damn cold weather because it's just I'm tired of the cold weather.
Jay needs a sunshine.
I think the sunshine. The sun is actually shining right now. It's shining.
Never did here. Still, it's never did here.
But and yeah, because tomorrow's going to be cold tomorrow. It's going to be gray and cold tomorrow, so we have to go through that, again.
It bothers him, y'all. It does.
And then it's just up and down all week. We'll have a day in the 70s, and then a day back in the 50s, and then a day in the 40s, and a day in the 60s, and just there's no consistency. It ain't like and but
Well, don't giggle till you swallowed your milk. My little book. I like to read nonsensical, fun, silly stuff.
Before we go, read a few more snippets from your book there.
Nobody can pedal the bike for you. If it smells bad, it will taste that way too. People will notice your feet if you wear two different socks. Always. And it's really important stuff my kids have taught me. Practice until you can whistle. Never could whistle. Still can't whistle.
I can't whistle very well.
That's pretty good. I still can't do it. Nobody knows it when your zipper is up, but everybody notices it when it's down. Be early if you're a bird and late if you're the worm. And always try at least one bite. Anyway, this kind of stuff just kind of keeps me going, I'll be honest. Smile and see if you don't get it returned. I try to be cordial when I'm out in public. Here lately, I wear a mask, so you can't really see my face.
Let's see. Let's see. Well, also the movies of Akira Kurosawa. Yep. Yep. Or a filmmaker from Finland, or Kurosami, Kurosaki, a filmmaker from Finland or somewhere up there, I think. And anyway, she says, "Have a delightful evening.
You
Thank
have a good evening, Acres, and thank you
you.
for your support.
You have a delightful evening also."
And don't forget, don't pop somebody else's bubble.
Uh,
I think that's a good one to end on.
yeah.
So, oh, what are you eating for dinner, Jay?
I don't know. I haven't eaten today except for my Pop Tart and my red velvet cookie. So uh, I
Sounds
don't.
like balanced meal to me.
It's probably going to be something cooked in the air fryer, probably. Um,
Well, I got me in some more hot pockets. I got me in some more hot pockets, and I got me some barbecue ones.
huh.
Yeah. Uh, I got me some cheese, ham and cheddar cheese ones, and I got me some barbecue ones. And the last one, of course, was that the steak. The come on, Philly cheesesteak. And
Oh,
that's the first ones I bought. And I ate the last one of them last night. They're so good. I think tonight I'm gonna try that barbecue one. And I got me just a handful of chips left. I went to Jay's house one time. I'm gonna tell right on you since we got around 4 or 5 minutes. I went to Jay's house one time and I went and got us sandwiches up the little store and come home. Well, I forgot to get me some chips. Well, Jay had a big old bag of chips. So I fixed my plate. I mean, he was so good about sharing everything. So I fixed my plate and he had got me a soda out of the refrigerator and I was about to go sit down to eat. And I thought, oh, Jay's got chips. I opened it, I poured some in my plate. And he said, now don't eat up all my chips. I said, what? I'm just getting
I
enough.
think what those were corn chips, and back in the day, I've got me some. I got a bag there. I haven't
I
opened,
keep them too.
but back then, every meal pretty much I would use them to scoop my food, scoop my beans, scoop
There
my
you go. There
corn,
you go.
and it was a big deal for me to have my corn chips. And I thought, well, if I'm no, you watch that now. Make sure I don't eat up all my corn chips.
It
You
was so
know,
funny. I looked at him so funny. I
I
said, just
probably
stand
go
up with
off
this
on it so
sandwich.
much now, but back then it's like that was a
Yeah.
big deal. Make sure
Well,
I,
you told me too that your friend Barry came over and would just eat up your chips.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, don't worry, I won't.
But
And I
yeah,
said, you only put them back? And you go, no, you can have that. Just don't get any more, okay? And I said, okay, baby, I got you. Now,
make
could I
sure.
have gotten in the store and gotten in the car and gone out to the store and got us some more chips? Yes, I could have.
Yeah.
But you know, your sandwich is warm, you about to eat, your drink's ready. And he would pamper me. Jay would. He'd make sure that I had my phone charger, you know, where I could do my charge and my phones and stuff. He was real good to me when I visit. But that took me back and I couldn't help but tease him about it. Okay, well, there you go.
Well, this has been a good one. And thank you, Acres, for coming and talking to us. You also have a delightful evening. Thank you, Wes, for stopping by and saying howdy.
Yeah.
And yeah, hit that thumbs up, please, and keep spreading the word. Go look at my show I did with Brandon. Go check that out because hopefully he's going to be my new partner or one of my new partners for the
For the
evening
night.
shows. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
And, y'all have a good one on what is it? This is
This is Wednesday.
Wednesday the 12th,
Yep.
February 2025. So, and Kathy's gone. But all right, guys, thank y'all for showing up, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.